you like your tires and you want to keep your tires, don't do this. Well, welcome back to Balfour Farm. This afternoon I am working on some equipment that I need to fix. Got a bunch of broken stuff. So down here at the sawdust shed right now, picking up the hay wagon. That's the first project of the day. Cows are all milked and done. They're out on pasture. So the first project of the day is to get the, I bought 2 new tires, so I'm actually going to replace both. The one on the other side still holds air, but obviously this one's not. I did replace the 2 front tires last year on this hay wagon. So got 2 new tubes and 2 new tires. So we're gonna haul this thing back up to the shop and get tires on it first thing. We're gonna work on some equipment while it's the weather is unsettled. That, are you? All right, well that took a lot longer than I expected. I don't know how long it's been on there, probably a very long time. I guess it'd be at least 20. Oh, it's gotta be longer than that. I've owned that hay wagon for almost 10 years now, so probably close to 30 years that tire's been on there. It did not want to come off. It's off. Hopefully the other side goes better. I have sprayed it down with some penetrating oil, some PB Blaster. But now we gotta swap the tire out. All right, well this is the second side, and the lug nuts are coming off quite a bit easier, but I just popped the center cap off because when I was working on it, you can see there, the wheel is awfully loose. So I'm gonna have to pull the pin, tighten up the castle nut. I might repack that outer bearing, but yeah, if I left that the way it is, it won't be long and the bearing will be shot and then the wheel will come off. Most likely with a load of hay on it in the middle of town. All right, finally got both of those wheels off, and yeah, got the other one, the air out of it, and I kept the valve stem caps. I do that just because I have a tendency to lose them, so keep the old ones there, and if I ever lose any, I'll have them. So okay, so tried the sledgehammer to take the break the beads off the wagon wheels here. Didn't work, so resorted to plan B. Do not recommend this. If you like your tires and you want to keep your tires, don't do this. But I don't care about keeping the tire, so I'll show you what I'm up to here. So what we're gonna do is I've done this in the past with larger tractor tires, and I usually use the bucket and put it on the edge of the tire and push down to break the bead. Just so happened the pallet forks were on the tractor when I went to get it, so thought, why not? There's a good chance, well, almost guaranteed with this one, the sidewall is so dry rotted. This is the really, really junk tire. The other one's just really junk. This one's really, really junk. But there's a real good chance that we're going to poke the fork right through the sidewall. But as long as it breaks the bead, I don't care. As long as I can get the bead off. Once you break one bead, then it's a lot easier to get the second one off. All right, finally got the rim off the tire. That looks like it's might have been cut with a Sawzall. Well, yeah, maybe it was. It is awfully, awfully rusty. But now that I've got the tire off it, hoping to get some WD-40 or at least cut it maybe with a angle grinder. That is the hardest bead to remove I've ever tried. So. Wondering how long that tire's really been on there. Okay, the plan now is to, I'm gonna try and cut the rubber bead that's on the rim off, what's left of it. There's wire in there, so I need to cut through that, try and peel it off. It's incredibly rusty. It's rusted right onto the rim. The rim itself is really rusty, so I'm gonna need to take a wire wheel on the grinder and clean it up before I put another tube on. If I mount the tire and a tube, all that rust will probably just poke a hole right into the tube. All right, well, that was by far the hardest tire I've ever had to take off. So taking off huge tractor tires, big rear tires, and they've come off easier than this. But anyway, it's off, and that's what matters. So got to take the wire wheel here, clean it up, and then I don't know if I'll dismount the other one first or if I'll just try and do one and then put the other one on. But anyway, we'll see. But I gotta clean this up for sure. So it is a mess. Well, I guess I get that pretty clean. I get all the rust off it. It's nice and smooth now. So I think I'm gonna try and mount the first tire, get it mounted back on the wagon, then I'll attack the second one. The second tire doesn't look quite as old as this one, so I'm hoping it comes off easier, but who knows. All right, well, there it is. That's almost 2 hours worth of work. I can't believe it. But anyway, I put vice grips on the valve stem. Keeps it from popping back through while you're trying to put the tube in, which works really well. But anyway, got some air in it. I'm going to check the pressure, air it up the rest of the way, and then we'll put it on the hay wagon. Cleaning up the studs that go into the wheel studs that hold the tire on. Cleaning them up, and then we're gonna put some anti-seize on them. I cleaned up the hub already with a wire wheel or the wire brush, and get this wheel back on. The other side, I need to tighten up the hub, so need to mount the wheel, then we'll try and get that hub tightened up. This anti-seize here, and hopefully, if I ever have to change the tire again, which I hope not to, if I do have to change it, it will come off the hub a lot easier. So we'll coat the entire hub in anti-seize, and we'll also coat the lug bolts in anti-seize. So if I do have to take it off, get a flat tire, it'll be much easier. In case you're wondering, I am sitting on the ground in the puddle. Covered in anti-seize. Come on, where are the rest of the bolts? Oh boy. Well, of course, the time I don't video it, it actually works the way it's supposed to. So put the forks on, and as you can see, knock the bead right off. And that's the way it's supposed to work. If it's not super rusty, which this one is a little bit of rust there, but it's not nearly as bad as the other one. The other one was terrible. I don't think this tire is nearly as old as the other one. It's dry rotted and cracked, but the other one was really, really bad. Never been so happy to see it rain, so thought I made a mistake not cutting hay today, but apparently not. So still working on the hay wagon though. One more wheel to go, and this one is ready to go. All right, well, I said I was happy to see it rain, but now I have to go out and put a tire on in the rain. So anyway, and get another layer on. So the last wheel, and then I can haul it off. It's thundering and lightning. But gonna get the last wheel put on here, get the bearing tightened up. All right, well, we're back at it this afternoon. I got the hay wagon done yesterday, and that's about all I got done. So today I'm going to show you one of our workers here is actually in welding school. So I'm going to have her work on welding up. I'll show you what we got going on, but it's a mess. So I picked up the parts that to replace this. This is actually just a kind of a temporary fix to a permanent problem. So this bracket had bent. I ground it down and welded on a piece of angle iron just to keep it from bending back again. But when it did bend, it actually gouged into the loader here and then got this side also. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have Haley fill this in, grind it down, fill it in with weld, and then I have the new pieces, so I'll take these off and replace them. But yeah, should make it much stronger then, hopefully. Okay, so I'm back at it this afternoon. It's actually early evening, but So this bracket here, I showed you earlier, it got bent. I added that to it. This is what it should look like. This is the replacement. So earlier today I had Haley, we put a piece of plate steel on here. First we ground down or there was no we, I didn't have anything to do with it. Haley, she welded where there was a big gouge and there was a crack there. Welded it all up and then put this piece of plate steel over it, and then she welded that in place. So for a second year welding student, I think it came out pretty good. It's definitely much better than what I could do. So, but for right now, I want to get this taken off. Need to take this other side off also, and want to get a coat of paint on this tonight, primer and paint, just because it's supposed to rain tomorrow. So I'll show you the side that I did. All right, so there's a close-up of the patch that we put on there, and I think the weld came out pretty good. There was actually a hole here, so she had to fill in. There was a gap and then a hole. Got that all filled in. Came out pretty good, I think. So the other side had just a slight scratch in it. It wasn't, ooh, that's still warm. Had just a slight scratch in it. It was not very deep at all. So what I did was I just welded in, filled in the gap there, and then ground it off flush. So I'm gonna get some paint on it now, and I need to replace this too. This side is, it's clearly bent, but not nearly as bad as the other side. So I don't think I ever mentioned how this actually got destroyed, but I think what happened, I never actually saw it happen. It was one of the employees that we had. I had a bar. I was doing, it's a big heavy steel bar that I use when we were fencing. And I usually carry it kind of sitting around across the front of the bucket. And I think when somebody got in the tractor, I shouldn't have left it there. But when somebody got in the tractor, they probably didn't notice the bar. Went to curl the bucket up, or bale spear, whatever was on it at the time. And yeah, the bar won't bend, that's for sure. It's a big heavy bar. So it's here. A little bit of a challenge to get in, but let's see what we can do here. There we go. That wasn't too bad at all. Goes on a lot better when it's not bent. Okay, so the only red paint I have is a can of International Harvester Red. It'll do though, I hope. Sounds like it's still okay. This is old paint. Didn't have any spray paint, so and then I didn't have any disposable brushes. I have a couple of really nice paint brushes that I don't want to use in this paint, but so we're gonna do it improvise. Always use the improper tool for the proper job, or how does that go? Yeah, it's still liquid at least. A little chunky maybe, but overall it won't be too bad. Oh yeah, she's a little thick. Oh, this is gonna make a mess. Grinder and paint, make it what it ain't, right? There you go, it's all painted up. It's not the prettiest thing, but if you stand far enough away, you really can't tell. See, if you zoom out, it's not nearly as bad. Well, we are back at it this afternoon. I just got done. I'm finished greasing up, fueling up all the equipment. Today, I don't know if you can see it, it's dark off that way. We're under a severe thunderstorm warning, so no cutting hay today. But starting tomorrow, it's dark in here. Starting tomorrow, Saturday, supposed to be clear weather for an entire week. So gonna try and get as much stuff prepped ahead of time. I'm gonna, the TYM is all fueled up, greased up. I just gotta blow the radiator out. That's the one last thing I have to do. Gonna go hook it up to the mower, hopefully get the mower greased if I can do it before it rains. And then I need to pull the John Deere in, fix a couple little wiring problems. Sunday is the plan to start mowing hay. And Sunday afternoon, or Sunday morning actually, we'll hit it real hard and start mowing and hopefully making some silage bales. But anyway, I gotta get the mower on right now before it rains on me. Okay, well, we're back out here in the shop. I did get the mower mounted up, didn't video it. It was starting to rain, so I'll have to wait till Sunday morning when I go out to mow to grease it up. But what I'm planning on doing right now is, I mentioned I had some wiring issues with the John Deere here. So what I need to do here with the wiring is I wired in the bale wrapper. It has a monitor on it and like a little control box. So the other day I was in kind of a rush to do it, so I actually just wired it directly to the tractor. But the trouble is, if I want to take the bale wrapper off, I have to just cut the wire. So what it should have is, it should have a 2-prong connector. You just plug it in, unplug it, just like a trailer would be almost. You just unplug it and drive away from it. I didn't have any of the connectors the other day, but now I do. So I'm gonna hook that up and put another light on the back in case we have to work in the dark. There's currently one. I actually just put it on the other day, but it's not bright enough. I didn't think it was, I was wrapping bales of hay at nighttime and wasn't very bright. So I have a bigger floodlight. I'm hoping that works better. So I got all the wiring straightened out on the John Deere. I put a new light on, which I hope when it's dark, it's brighter than what it seems like now. Doesn't seem like it's that much brighter than the last one, but got the cable. I gotta do something with that. But anyway, this is the connector. So now it's got a splice connector, so I can unplug the actual bale wrapper and when we park it. So all the haying equipment is all set to go. I've got everything greased up with the exception of the mower. That's the only piece that I didn't get to. It has stopped raining. So anyway, the next video will be probably some more haying, and then I still need to get the pig fence moved around and move some pigs. But anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more of what we're doing here on the farm, and we will see you next time.